himself and have conversations within his playtime all by himself. But one of the things that throws him off or that he does not like is he doesn't like us to watch. And so, if we turn and we watch him directly, he'll stop and say, "Don't watch me! Don't watch me! I don't want you to watch me." And as long as we're not looking at him directly, he'll keep going. And so sometimes we'll have to kind of watch out of the corner of our eye to see what's going on. Because if we look directly at him, he doesn't like that. King David is here in Psalm 33, kind of making this mention of God having a very watchful eye. And the truth of the matter is, we know that the eyes of the Lord run to and fro, and they're everywhere. And even when we can't see um, the path that He has for me and you, or the direction that He wants us to take, even when we can't see everything, He sees everything, and He sees you, and He sees me. God's eyes are constantly looking to protect you and to sustain you and to bring you through difficulties that we encounter on an everyday occasion. And in his desire is to bless our lives. So he watches for that moment in your life today where you're particularly needy. It specifically says his eyes are on them that fear him, on them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul, to keep them alive. He's looking to meet those needs. He's watching all of the time. You've probably heard this story before. I know I've heard it and read it before as well. There's a man that was he was shipwrecked. Something had happened, and his ship had wrecked, and he was shipwrecked on an island. And even though he was missing there, he was very resourceful. He collected all the things that he had, and he would try to get his food from off the island. And he was so resourceful. He even built a small little hut there to keep all of his belongings in, so that he wouldn't lose them, and all of those kinds of things. He wanted to keep them all right there so that he could keep them. And one day he had gone out into the island to collect some more food and some other things that he thinks, just to explore to see if there are other things that he could use. And when he returned, something had happened, and his entire hut that had all of his belongings was up in flames, just burning. The man sat there on that beach and just wept and cried and mourned. He mourned and wept for hours. All of his earthly belongings were in that hut, and they were all gone. Uh, that night he fell asleep, and and he wakes up, and lo and behold, off in the horizon he sees a boat coming in his direction, and they get there and they rescue him. And he says, "How did you know that I was here? How did you know that I was here?" And they said, "We saw your smoke signal way off in the distance." And so sometimes it's even in those moments that we're unsuspected, those crushing moments for ourselves, that God intends to use to be a blessing. And sometimes it's hard for us to see God's hand at work in our lives, and we begin to doubt His concern. He may seem far away or totally out of reach, but nothing could be further from the truth. Our Father, your Father, is always watching over us, and He's always working behind the scenes. And so I want you to be encouraged today. The eyes of the Lord are upon you. He's watching. He's caring. They're caring eyes. And behold, the eyes of the Lord is upon them that fear Him, upon them that hope in His mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive. He is watching today for those moments where He can meet your needs. Will you let Him do that today? Be encouraged by that today. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and we'll talk to you later.